Hey, what's up, supporter family? We are so excited to do our very first supporter video update. We've never done one of these. We kept trying to think, especially during the summertime, hey, how can we let our supporters who aren't able to come to our supporter celebrations know what's going on, be able to even see us a little bit? And so we thought, why not make a video? So here we are. We are so excited to talk about what has happened this last year with ministry, talk about what we're looking forward to in this upcoming year, and we're just super grateful for you. Thank you so much for the years of partnership you've had with us in ministry financially, coming alongside us in this journey at CBU with Challenge, discipling students. So with that, this last year of college ministry in the fall, we got to meet, when I say we, I mean our staff, of 8 total full-time people at CBU. Our staff got to meet with 200 incoming freshmen, even transfer students, to have gospel appointments with them. What that basically is we have these cards that incoming students fill out. We get to meet with them, we shoot them a text, give them a phone call to meet up. And when we meet up, we get to sit down, find out a little bit about them, and clearly share the gospel with them. But not only did we get to do that, but we didn't do it alone. Our 8 staff members, 8 of us to meet with 200 students in the first month and a half to 2 months of the school year would be really hard. So a lot of our students that we've invested in that are part of Challenge came alongside us. They came with us. Some of them who have been part of the ministry for 2+ years went by themselves and took even some of the students that they themselves are discipling, which was really cool to see. It was super encouraging. We were really excited to do that. And then that just launched us into the rest of the year, into discipleship relationships, small groups that we had, our tribes on campus, which again are kind of smaller Bible studies that are led by our students. And they were also very topical. So some of our staff members got to teach in those tribes this last year. So it was such a fruitful year, really exciting, really fun, a lot of things going on at work and at home. So a lot of that was going on, and not only that, but then into the spring semester, it was just kind of solidifying a lot of those relationships, getting to meet with students who want to grow, who want to learn, who are continuing that journey of discipleship, and just getting to live life with them, getting to invite students over to our house, to come eat meals with us, to come hang out with our family, hang out with our kids, and then just teaching them and showing them what it looks like to be a follower of Jesus. We were super excited to see that happen this last school year. Not only that, but we had higher accountability on our staff, where what we did, our boss, Brian Zuniga, he decided to create a almost like levels to our staff, where staff who's been there a little bit longer are meeting with younger staff members, not age-wise, but who've been there maybe a shorter amount of time, so there's higher accountability. What does your week look like? Who are you meeting with? What does discipleship look like through your week-to-week, day-to-day? And so that's been really helpful for myself as well, to think through, okay, who am I meeting with? What are we going through? And I have staff members who are going to ask me about these questions, and I want to be intentional in how I answer, as well as come back with great news of seeing students grow, take next steps in following Jesus, and becoming disciple makers. So that was kind of our last school year we were so excited for. But not only that, when Brian Zuniga started ministry at CBU 10 years ago with Challenge, he had this thing called Challenge Night. So it was a once a week, a large meeting that we would have where Brian Zuniga would teach, or he'd even have someone else come in to give a teaching. We would have music and play some games, and it was just a chance for all the students who were part of this ministry to kind of see each other. And so about 2 years ago, we kind of phased that out to bring in tribes and then our campus nights to just see, hey, is this going to be maybe more profitable for students to become more involved, maybe in a way to see students come do something different. And so as we kind of evaluated those different things, we decided that we were missing that large group meeting. We were missing the students seeing each other. We were missing students even seeing some of our staff members that they really don't interact with all the time. And so because of that, we did a challenge kickoff. If you read some of our newsletter updates, we talked about that a little bit, as well as one of our staff members who's actually going on to another ministry. He designed our newest challenge logo, as well as helped design new merchandise that we have for Challenge, which is really cool and really excited about. So check out the newsletter, it's in there. And we had our challenge preview kickoff at the very end of the spring semester. It was awesome. It was such a great turnout. So many students came. A lot of the students gave positive feedback of how it went. I was able to lead music with some of the students that have been part of our ministry. Our topic of just what it looks like to grow in our faith and take those next steps was given by David Rimstead, who is actually a previous CBU graduate, as well as he is now living in the jungles of Papua New Guinea to go and share the gospel with the Malayali people there. That's a whole nother story. But it was great. It showed us that this is valuable, and we're really looking forward to Challenge Night this upcoming school year. Once a week, students will get together. We're gonna, again, have those teachings, have music. It's gonna be such a great time. So we're super excited for that. Please be praying for that, as our staff is gonna have higher responsibilities of making sure that functions well as getting more and more of our students involved in that. And so yeah, that's our updates of how last year went, what we're looking forward to this year. And Aubrey's just gonna share a little bit about our family, what's been going on, and some exciting news that's happening right now in our family as well.
Yeah, so obviously my last year being involved with Challenge has looked very different than previous years when I was on staff full time. But this year has really shown me the importance of, first and foremost, discipling my children through being at home with them. And this year, about a year ago, we moved further away from campus into a home. And we're really thankful now to have space to have a lot of students over. We were able to do a lot of student dinners this year, and we would, make a giant pot of spaghetti and or get some pizzas or both. And so that was super fun to be able to have students in our home and have the space to do it. But being a little bit further from campus, my involvement with women on campus has looked a little bit differently. So this year I just really focused specifically on one girl that was in a discipleship group with me her sophomore year and just recently graduated. So I've had a 3-year relationship with her and getting to mentor her and share with her what it looks like to follow Jesus. And so it was really cool to just have intentional weekly time with her in this last year. And she actually graduated, and she is going into full-time ministry, not with Challenge, but with a ministry that we support and love as well, in still working with college students, just sharing the importance of sharing the gospel among unreached people around the world. So we're super excited for her and what she's doing too. But that was one relationship that it was really cool to see, over the last 3 years, kind of like how that played out. And with our family, like I said, my children are my number one priority, being at home with them. And something that's really exciting that's happened in the last couple weeks is we actually signed adoption paperwork. And we only have one step left before these kids are forever ours legally. So we're waiting for an adoption court date. We're hoping that will happen in August or September of this year. And when we go to court, that will just finalize the adoption, and our little trio will forever be Cutz's. So we're super thankful for that. And I'd love to share their names with you. So we are keeping their birth names for their first names because we believe that's part of their story, and their birth mom gave them those names because they were important names to her. So Nehemiah, our oldest, will be Nehemiah Roman Cutz, after Alexis Roman Cutz. So same middle name as Dad. Isaiah, our middle, will be Isaiah Paul Cutz. Paul after the Apostle Paul, because he's awesome. Yeah. And it's our prayer that our kids will have a desire to, share the gospel and be people like that. And Jemiah Lena Cutz. And Lena means to draw to the light, or to bring to the light. And that's kind of our prayer for her, is that she, as she grows, that she would love Jesus, and that she would follow him, and that she would be someone that brings people to the light. So we're very excited. That's their new legal names on paperwork already, which is crazy. Yeah. And then we'll finalize adoption really soon. So I'm excited for what this next school year will look like for me and for my involvement with Challenge. I think this last year was just learning how to survive and just adjusting to life with 3 little ones. But I feel like now we're kind of more in a rhythm, more in a family groove, and I'm excited to see what this year of ministry is going to look like for me with our kids and just as a family.
Yeah. So like Aubrey was just sharing, she has been doing an incredible job as a mother. It's been super cool to see her love our 3 children and bring other young girls, young women into that with her. We feel like that's been a huge part of her discipleship role, even for myself, bringing guys over and they get to see us parent. I'm sure for those of you that are parents know how challenging that is to do that in front of other people. And so it's really helped us grow as well. So some other exciting news that we wanted to share with you is we are going to be gaining 3 new staff members, 3 females, which is also very exciting because this last school year we had 2 full-time females on staff. But as many of you might know, if you've been part of ministry at all or even college ministry, typically there's a lot more women involved than men. That'd be awesome if there was an even ratio, but that's typically what happens. But we're really excited that now there are going to be 5 full-time women at CBU who will be able to help and invest in the young women who want to grow there. And so we're super excited for that because we've always had quite a few guys on staff, but not enough women. And so this is a huge answer to prayer. Please pray for those 3 women as they raise support this summer to hopefully come at the beginning of fall, or if not, at least hopefully in the middle of the fall semester. So that's really exciting. Another thing that's part of this update is we're actually going to have a student that I've been able to spend time with, invest in a little bit, share just how he's grown, what he's learned, and this is one of just many stories. If you were there at the supporter celebration, you got to hear from 3 different people who have learned from our ministry, who have grown, and a huge part of that is because of you. We're so grateful once again for your partnership with us as we have walked through ministry. You have been part of this with us, and we hope you feel that way. We hope you feel and know that what you are doing is making an impact in the kingdom. And so this guy, he's a super cool guy. His name's Miguel Iniesta. I met him at CBU. His story is really impactful, really encouraging, and really crazy at the same time. Just seeing what God has brought him through, where he's at, and honestly just seeing where he's going is really exciting. So I hope you enjoy hearing from him and hearing how he's been impacted by ministry at CBU, and honestly because of people like you, families like you who partner with us and are along the journey with us.
Guys, like Alexis and Aubrey said, my name is Miggy. My real name is Miguel, but I go by Miggy. I started at CBU in 2016 and actually went back to college, which is why I look a lot older, because I am actually just turned 26. But so I went back to school at 23. Shortly after, I became a Christian. I didn't grow up in a Christian home, and so when I became a Christian, my parents actually excommunicated me. So it's been a while since I've been in a relationship with my parents or have had any sort of relationship with them. And so coming to CBU, I immediately just began to look for a community, began to look for a church that I can come alongside of, and that they come alongside me, and really just take me in and make me one of their own because of my lack of family. And that's something that Alexis and Aubrey did right away. I mean, I met Alexis my freshman year in 2016 when I was 23. I think him and the other challenge staff members, I think we just naturally gravitated toward each other because we're similar in age. And I was looking for older people too to hang out with, because being 23 surrounded by 18-year-olds can get a little draining sometimes. But being a part of the challenge ministry at CBU has been a huge blessing in my spiritual growth, my personal growth, because it's the one ministry on campus that I really believe that not only makes you a great leader, but also makes you a true disciple of Jesus, and it teaches you what to be a true disciple of Jesus. But not only it doesn't only focus on like your own personal growth, but it really challenges you to be a disciple who makes disciples for God's glory and our joy. And so that's something that Alexis and Aubrey have modeled very faithfully. If there's one word that I would describe the Cutz is to be faithful. Even when Aubrey stepped down from being full-time to part-time because they were going through foster care for the first time, she didn't stop being a disciple maker, but instead it just looked a little different. Now she was just inviting like young women into her home to help her raise these 2 little girls and now these 3 kids. And so Alexis and Aubrey have always been faithful no matter how different their lives have looked over the last few years and different seasons. As we know, like, life changes rapidly, we don't know what's going to come. But I'm very grateful for you guys, their supporters. Because of your support, they're able to pour into somebody like me. They're able to pour into other young men and other young women, and come alongside them and try to genuinely really live life with them. Not only through the good times, but also the bad times, and really just come alongside young college students while they're in these very formative years, to try to shape them to be kingdom-minded, to be gospel-centered, and to really take on younger people than them to make them also be disciple makers. And so it's this multiplication effect. And so we're very grateful for you guys and how much you guys have come alongside them financially and continue to support them, continue to pray for them, because they're able to continue to do this ministry at CBU, which is so important. Because I think within the next 5 years, there's going to be a huge culture shift at CBU, because every year, the incoming freshmen or incoming transfer students, every year the amount of non-believers is increasing. And so in the next 5 to 10 years, there's going to be a huge shift where a lot of the campus are non-believers, and there's going to be a lot more work to do. And so we truly need, you guys to keep giving, to keep supporting them, so they can continue to do this and continue to raise up other people to join staff, and we can grow and grow so that the gospels continue to be proclaimed on campus and eventually to the nations through their work. So we thank you, and we thank you so much.
So we hope you enjoyed hearing from Miggy. Again, thank you so much just for your partnership with us in ministry. We hope you enjoyed this update and just hearing a little bit about what's been going on. Please continue to pray for our family as this summer we continue to raise just a little bit more support, that God would be gracious to us and we'd be able to finish that very quickly before the beginning of this school year. And just pray for these incoming freshmen for the year 2020, and that their hearts would begin to soften and be ready to hear the gospel. That a lot of our students who are going to come with us on these gospel appointments, that they too would feel encouraged and feel ready to share the gospel clearly with other students. So we'd love to hear from you. I know in our newsletters we have our numbers in there, and we have our email. Please, if you ever have any questions or just anything, we'd love to just see how your family's doing. Thank you so much again for your partnership and ministry with us and what's been happening at CBU with Challenge, and we really appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.